The outcomes and how that turns out is very varied, and through many small miracles, we get to talk 21 years later, and some people don't.
That's right. That's right. And once I woke up out of the coma, I could breathe fine. I could actually breathe better than I was breathing, ever before. But it was an after effect because I was paralyzed from my neck down, that my muscles had deteriorated, and I had to go through physical therapy. Is that something that you see often in your work?
In severe asthma, many times, because what you said, being on 100% oxygen, when we run out of room and have difficulty ventilating people with the machines, we have to paralyze them. The combination of medical paralysis, medical-induced coma, and high-dose steroids, which is what we treat the asthma with, leave people what's called polyneuropathy of critical illness, which is what you suffered from, which looks like quadriplegia. I mean, true paralysis. Some people come back, some people don't. We do what we know to do. God does the work, and we collect the bills.
Yes, and I know that when I woke up from that coma, you have, and I met you have been a serious core part of my life through the years, and you probably hearing this for the first time, but it's a difference in having a doctor that you go to that you send the bills to, and a person that treats you as you just have something about you that makes me know that you care about my well-being beyond the bill. And when I ended up in that particular hospital because when I graduated from college, they dropped me from my parents' insurance. I don't know how they find out, but there must be some list. But I graduated, and then I was, deleted off of their insurance. And so I did not have medical insurance at that time. But after, God allowed me to heal and come through that, I got a job and got medical insurance, and I had a problem where my primary care would not allow me to see you, and I trusted no doctor but you. And I remember you telling me, if you get sick, you know how to call me. And you wrote a letter to that doctor, and ever since then I see you for everything. And I love you for that. And I tell people that all the time, about, how and even being in the hospital after, coming out of the coma. And I said to you, thank you for saving my life. And you gave God the credit. And in the song that I wrote about the experience, I talk about an angel, and you, Dr. Cury, are my angel in that song.
I can't take all that credit. That being said, when I met you, I was 2 years into my own practice, just 2 years.
Wow.
You don't meet too many, this doesn't happen all the time. Outcomes so good. And being able to make a difference, I'm very lucky to be able to make a difference. Maybe because I work at Chance. It was University Medical Center back then, but maybe that gives me the ability to make a bigger difference because I meet so many people that don't have the means, or at least didn't have the means, to take care of themselves the proper way. But I've been very lucky to have the career I've had so far. And you're a part of it.
Wow.
Or I wouldn't be sitting here.
Wow. And I believe that sitting here today is divine destiny, because my first recollection in waking up from a coma, there was a minister that had come, actually a minister of music that was from my grandmother's church, and he came in the hospital room and prayed over me. He put a Bible on my chest, and he said, I don't remember the exact scripture, but he said, if God saved you today, would you tell people about it? And I woke up saying, yes. But I had a trachea down my throat, and still my throat is actually scarred.
It's a long time on it, and the tracheal tube will do that.
Yes, and that's why I do spoken song. I wish I could sing, but I promised God I was going to tell the story of how through a miracle and through the use and knowledge of His angels that follow purpose, He can save lives.
I guess my take when you asked me to come here, I just, it's not turning water into wine, but there's millions of small miracles that happen behind the scenes every day. If you'd been born 20 years earlier, you probably wouldn't have lived. It was a very serious condition, and we just learned enough. So it's little miracles, little behind the scenes. Somebody figures out the right medicine. Somebody improves the medicine. The medicine you're on now is a fraction of the number of medicines you would have needed 20 years ago. And those are all little miracles. Big ones, little ones, but they happen every day. Every day.
Now, I remember they said that, I think you said if I had been an hour later,
yeah, that's
I
true
wouldn't
too.
have made it.
That's another one. See, but if you think about it, there's just so many. The reason you're fine and rarely have a problem is because we've been allowed to just get better. Those are all miracles. Little ones. Nobody thinks of those. They happen every day. In labs, behind the scenes,
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay. Well, I thank you, Dr. Carl, for being a part of the show and telling the story in the medical perspective of what happened.
You're quite welcome, and it gives me great pleasure to see you doing so well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Green grass, then one day it all became black. Alone I wait, alone I lie, alone I pray, alone I die. Green waters, green grass, then one day it all became black. Alone I wait, alone I lie, alone I pray, alone I die. Many years ago, I faced a near-death experience. My lung collapsed and I was on life support. In a coma after 14 days. The doctors told my family there was nothing more they could do. My mother refused to accept it and called in a specialist. Still in a coma, a minister came to pray. He laid a Bible down on my chest. I can't remember the verse, but I know what he said. I was floating over mountains when I heard a tune. It was an angel calling, and he said, "Get back." God hadn't called you yet. He said, "Get back." God hadn't called you yet. Even though I was awake, there was another dilemma I had to face. I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. There was more I had to go through. Laying in a hospital bed, needing someone to feed me, to build my strength, paralyzed from my neck through my hips. I was floating over mountains when I heard a tune. It was an angel calling and he said, get back. Get back. God hadn't called you yet. He said, get back. God hadn't called you yet. God saved me because I had a mission. I promised him I would tell people of my vision.